50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wage, episode 507. Today is Thursday, March 13th, 2025. Elvis, some bad news. I am back in the 201. Not in Florida anymore, but I did get some color. It was nice to be back. Delayed flight, so got in pretty late. But other than that, good to be back, good to be home. Wish I brought some of the warmth back. It's a little chilly, kid.
It was definitely warmer yesterday and the day prior. I'll tell you that. But first of all, glad you're back, kid. Second of all, it's the 973. All right, not the 201.
My fault.
3. I'll even take the 862.
Oh, that's old school.
I'll even take the 862 before the 201. But it's the 973. But I'm glad you're back, kid. It is a little coldy, but I'll take the sun. I'll take the sun. No rain. No freezing morning. I'll take it.
Kid, let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. NFL free agency started a few days ago. I know you're happy. We'll start with your team. We do have some NBA plays as well. College tournaments going on. Cooper Flagg sprained his ankle today. He was ruled out. He was seen in a wheelchair, so we'll see how his status is. But got a few plays in college hoops. Recording this a little early, so thank you for helping me out here. Going to the Devils game tonight, so we'll definitely have plays in the NHL. But, kid, let's start with your New England Patriots. You made some moves. You had a lot of money to spend. And to be honest, kid, I like the moves. The defense looks good. You signed defensive tackle Devon Ganshu from New Orleans. It was kind of a trade with the Saints in exchange for 2026. He played. He's from Louisiana, went to LSU. So, I mean, it's a good fit for you. Carlton Davis, 3 years, $60 million, $20 million, and then $34 million guaranteed. Milton Williams, great. That's a great signing.
We saw him in the Super Bowl. He looked good.
4 years, $104 million. Apparently, Carolina was working on a deal with him, but New England upped its price, and they couldn't be denied. You got a backup quarterback in Josh Dobbs, a 2-year deal. I love what you guys are doing because Drake May is on his rookie deal, and now is the time to strike. I think you need one more receiver and a left tackle, but you guys are – I love what you're doing. I really do.
Yeah, we got to tackle Morgan Moses, 4 years, 2 years, $24 million, former Jet. I'll take him off your hands. Give me some of that. We got Harder Laundry. Give me that. 3 years, $43 million. Deal. I love the moves. Another one, 3 years, $37.5. Robert Spinian from the Raiders. The guy's a bull. Deal. I can make the case. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. People, you see, I'm Patriots. I'm a Patriots fan. With Mike Vrabel coming in, with the payroll we have now, is it far-fetched to say we should have a top 5 defense? I want to say a higher number, but I'm trying to stay humble.
Top 5, I think it's a stretch. Top 10, definitely.
So top 10 is a def.
Yes,
right?
yes. With Mike Vrabel, yes, I agree.
By week 8, it'll be 5. By 14, it'll be 3.
How about the offense?
Offense? Look, defensively, I'm very satisfied. Defensively, I'm very satisfied. Last year, we took care of Stevens, right? Stevenson had a down year. Maybe we could rework something. You know, we took care of him now. Maybe we could rework something. I want to go nag a receiver. You know, last year I was on this show. I need Brandon Ayuk. I was saying I think since November. Ooh, let me get T. Higgins off this offseason. Y'all keep disrespecting that man with the franchise tag. Not able to get T. Higgins. All right, Devontae Adams is on the market. Nope. Not able to get Devontae Adams. DK comes available. You might get a trade. Oh, we could trade for him and pay him. Steelers end up paying. Okay, all right, Cooper Kupp is still out there. Stephon Diggs is still out there. Those guys are fine, but I'm looking for somebody in their prime still that can elevate Drake May, not just today, but also moving forward. Cooper Kupp could probably stay for a cup of coffee a year or two, but I want somebody that can build with Drake May. Like I said, I always allude to it. What Stephon Diggs did to Josh Allen. Yes, Josh Allen was going to be great regardless, but I think Stephon Diggs speed up the process just a tad, and that's what I'm looking for on the offensive side. The defensive signs were all great, but me as a Patriots fan, I think I deserve to be a little selfish still, and I wanted to get a no doubt number one wide receiver. Max Hollins is he's good. Is he a deep threat? Yes. Is he gonna come to the stadium when it's -4 degrees, ready to ball? Absolutely. He might come in barefooted. But in my opinion, offensively, if we want to contend for the division and maybe, down the road be contenders in a year or two, we need a true number one receiver. And right now we don't have that.
Yeah, Matt Collins is cool, but he did go. He is from the area. He is from the New England area, so he's cool. But
and he got a team friendly deal. I'm gonna appreciate the man, but all I'm saying is, for Drake May to elevate sooner than later, we're gonna need a true number one wide receiver.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
And there were some available out there, and we didn't get them. Don't get me wrong. We spent a ton of money on the defensive side, and maybe we already know with Vrabel, we're gonna be a defensive first team. But am I wrong for wanting a number one wide receiver? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. You still go defense at number 4?
Right now, after the haul, because would you agree it's a haul this off season so far?
Yeah, you guys are having a great off season so far.
Okay, with the haul, I'm pretty satisfied on the defensive side of the ball. If we could get Carter at 4 or Travis Hunter, great. I think that's great. I also think it wouldn't be a bad idea to trade back, get something maybe later first round, another early second round pick, and draft a wide receiver maybe at 8, 9, or 10. That's a possibility as well. So we've seen especially these last 2 drafts, stud wide receivers come out first and second round. Look at these last couple wide receivers these past 3 years. You got Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb. You got
Justin Jefferson.
You got last year Thomas Jr. Jacksonville. Like, you got a lot of studs coming out. So I just feel like with these recent drafts, it's gonna be hard to miss on a receiver if you still have a top 15 pick.
Yeah, so we'll see what you do. I think it, like you said, if the way I see it, I already made my first NFL draft bet, Titans to pick number 1. I don't think they traded away. They need a quarterback. I think they go Cam Ward. It's at -170, a little chalky, but I think they go quarterback. I think you just can't. I agree. If Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter is at 4, you have to take them. You can't. They're generational talent. But I do think of though. Yeah.
If 2 of the teams ahead of us go defensive, get Travis and Abdul, I don't see why not. It's going to be one of those teams, that's desperate. 6, 7, 8 that's going to want either Cam Ward or Shador at number 4. They might give us a first next year and a second this year. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Someone's going to get desperate. But I think Cleveland might go with a veteran quarterback.
Mm-hmm. We've seen reports Russell Wilson is coming into town. Yeah. He's going to be meeting with the team. After that meeting, if Cleveland lets him leave the building, we'll be going to the Giants. So let's see.
So I think they go Abdul Carter. You put him and Myles Garrett together. That's insane. Then I think the Giants go and get if they don't get Aaron Rodgers
or Russ.
They're going to go get Shador Sanders. They're in win now mode because if they don't, they're all fired. The GM's fired, the coach is fired, which they should have been last year, but they need to win. If they don't draft a quarterback, you're getting fired. You signed Tommy DeVito. Who's your quarterback?
All I'm going to say is
that's why I love what the Jets did, and we'll talk about them in a minute, but that's why I love what the Jets did, because we're not sitting around with our tail between our legs. We actually went out and did something.
Yeah.
Whether you like the move or not, that's, I think, irrelevant. At least we went out and were proactive and got someone.
All I'm going to say is after the season we just witnessed, the hard knocks that we witnessed, and the fact that Darius Slayton just got a higher contract agreed on than an offer to Saquon, if you didn't get fired after that, it's not much that will get you fired. So
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if anything with the Giants there.
Let's go down to New Orleans. I thought they had two good signings. They re-signed Chase Young, 3 years, $51 million, could be up to 57 with some incentives. And then they get chief safety Justin Reed. He agreed to a 3-year, $31.5 million, 22.5 fully guaranteed. He's returning. He's from Louisiana. So they get a safety, and they also bring back a good defensive end who's still in the prime of his career.
Yeah, I like it. A lot of people wrote off Jamar Chase. When he went to San Francisco, didn't really look that good there. Think he had a bounce back career and he got rewarded.
Chase Young.
So, yeah, that's my fault. Chase Young. Yeah, he went to San Francisco. Remember, he got traded.
Yeah.
So shout out Chase Young. I think he got a great deal. Shout out New Orleans as well. But what is the question mark moving forward? Is their quarterback? I understand they said they're gonna move forward Derek Carr, but
he's a bridge. He's a bridge till next season.
Yeah. With Kellen Moore, do I think that offense gonna be a little better? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we know the ceiling, we know the limit. So it's a tough spot. But I like what they're doing with their guys.
Let's go to the next team. Oh, huge contract down in Carolina. So you guys outbid Carolina for Milton Williams. They were prepared to pay him a nice penny. But most of their money went to J.C. Horn. 4 years, $100 million, 108 max, $70 million guaranteed. It's $25 million per year. Makes him the highest paid DB in NFL history. He's getting $25 million. Jalen Ramsey's at 24.1. Patrick Surtain's at 24. Jair Alexander's at 21. Denzel Ward's at 20.5. J.C. Horn, man, they started playing better towards the end of the season, but he is a top 5 corner. Whether you agree or not, he's worth the money.
Yeah, I understand Patrick Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year, rightfully so, but J.C. Horn is up there. To me, we can't. These people went, I think, 8 and 10 in their draft same year.
Yeah,
both of them are having great careers so far. So shout out J.C. and shout out Carolina for taking care of their guys. So shout out JC.
What is Ahmad Gardner gonna get then?
I think he gets 24-5, right between Surtain and JC.
Yeah, so right now JC's at 25 and Patrick Surtain's at 24. Yeah, get 24.1.
No, Ramsey got 24. I think he gets more than Ramsey. I'm gonna say 24.5.
24.5. It's like pennies on a dollar for them, but
hey, but that's maybe how it goes.
Yeah, no, I know.
And y'all gonna sign it.
Probably. We have no choice. Yeah. You have to. To.
And didn't y'all lose your corner? The other corner?
Yeah, Reed? DJ Reed. Yeah. Fuck him. He's a bum. Let's go to the Chargers. They bring back Defensive Player of the Year Khalil Mack, 1 year, $18 million deal. I thought that was a good move. It's a 1 year fully guaranteed. But what I liked better, bringing in Najee Harris. You know what Jim Harbaugh wants to do. Run the ball. 1 year, $9.5 million. I think outside of the Steelers, because he's been with the Steelers his whole career, this is the perfect fit for Najee Harris.
Yeah, I love that they're going to have J.K. Dobbins there, and they're going to have the heavy hitter Najee Harris. So I love it. Gus the Bus, he was a solid backup last year.
He was okay.
They could have got a little better, especially when J.K. went down with the injury. You saw the offense just go down. So I feel like with J.K. and now Najee, that'd be a nice 1-2 punch. It won't be Sonic and Knuckles up in Detroit, but I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. I liked what the Chargers did as well. Hassan Reddick, my old friend, Hassan Reddick, he agreed to a 1 year deal, $14 million, $12 million guarantee with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But they did re-sign Chris Godwin to a 3 year contract, fully guaranteed. He's worth it. I don't know if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he might go to Canton 1 year. But Super Bowl champ as well. They needed a little help on defense with Todd Bowles, and hopefully Hassan Reddick could have a good year. Hopefully.
Yeah, I like both signings. For $14 million, the upside of Hassan, I understand what the Jet scenario wasn't pretty, sat out half the year. I understand that. But let's not forget the year prior, he led Philly in sacks. I think he had what 12, 14,
something like that. 14, I think.
Yeah. So sky's the limit. If you're able to be somewhere around 8 to 10 sacks in the season, I think you hit a home run. And that defensive line, he's gonna have his opportunities. We know that defense is gonna get after the quarterback.
Outside of the New England Patriots, I think the Bears have had one of the best off seasons as well. They signed former Falcons center Drew Daltman to a 3-year, $42 million deal. $28 million of it is guaranteed. They remade their offensive line. At left tackle, they got Braxton Jones. Left guard, they got Joe Thunley from the Chiefs. They just signed Drew Daltman from the Falcons. Jonah Jackson they signed. And then they drafted their right tackle, Darnell Wright, from Tennessee a few years ago. You know, I think they've upgraded their offensive line, and we're going to really see Caleb Williams take that next leap.
Yeah, and also, I think they're also going to be able to run the ball a lot better moving forward, and that's going to help Caleb Williams develop just a little bit more. Let's not forget, people, I think 55 sacks last year. Led the NFL.
Most in the NFL.
Yeah, he's going to I'm not saying he's not going to lead the NFL again because, hey, he's still young, going to make some mistakes, but he won't be at 55. I could guarantee you that.
Yeah, they also had a big signing as well. They signed, Falcons, they released him for some reason. Defensive tackle Grady Garrett, they released from Atlanta. He found a home within like 5 hours. 3 years, $43.5 million with the Bears. 28.5 of it is guaranteed. So now upgrading that defense, Ben Johnson, some pressure up front. Grady Jarrett is a really good defensive tackle.
Yeah, I understand last year Atlanta Falcons couldn't really get after the quarterback. You know, I think they were dead last in sacks, but
that was what was weird. You release a guy like that. I get it. It was a lot on the books, but that was the number one concern with the Falcons. They had no pressure.
Yeah, we saw it from that whole defensive line. So I expect them to even have a better year this year in Chicago. Don't forget, you got Sweat, right? You still got Sweat on the other side. So I think he's going to get plenty of opportunities one-on-one up the middle.
Let's go to the Redskins. Javon Kinlaw, my old friend, he reached an agreement with the Redskins, 3 years, $45 million, $30 million guaranteed.
Quietly, Redskins having a great offseason.
Yes.
I would say good, very good.
Awful signing, though, here. Javon Kinlaw was trash for the Jets last year. And every time a play was over, 5 seconds later, 15-yard penalty, Javon Kinlaw. I mean, he's a bum.
Dan Quinn will get the best out of him.
Yeah, and, you know, he does Adam Peters, he did draft him when he was in San Francisco, so I understand why they did it, but they weren't done. Like you said, they traded for 5-time Pro Bowl offensive tackle Laramie Tunsil as well. They get Laramie Tunsil, and they get a 4th-round pick. Texans, they get a 3rd-round pick, a 7th-round pick, and then in next year's draft, they get a 2nd and a 4th. So I don't know what San Francisco's doing. They're getting younger. That's for damn sure. They're getting younger. They're going to be re-energized, but I like this. They're going to protect Jaden Daniels, and they also bring back Marcus Mariota on a 1-year fully guaranteed deal as well. So Marcus Mariota, when Jaden Daniels got out, he won you a game. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I like Marcus Mariota. Obviously, he's not a starting quarterback, but he's a good backup.
Former 2nd overall pick. What?
Heisman winner?
Come on now. Oregon Duck. Hey.
Hawaiian, that's my brother, but I love the Laramie Tunsil move. Not Jeremy Kinlaw. I love Laramie Tunsil.
Great move right there. So love the fact that they're taking their opportunities now while Jaden has a rookie deal. You saw them bring in Debo a couple of weeks ago. Now getting a great left tackle to assure him for the next couple seasons. Gotta like the moves that the Commanders are doing right now.
Yeah, 100%. And like your Patriots, they're doing it with Jaden Daniels on a rookie deal. This one was interesting to me, just real quick. He had options, but he was getting interest from other teams. But Jimmy Garoppolo re-signed with the Rams. He's going to be Matthew Stafford's backup.
That boy ain't leaving L.A. He's not leaving L.A. He's chilling.
Why? Taxes are high.
It don't matter. First of all, we know Jimmy G. He's like that. He's like that.
What does that mean?
I'm not going to say that, but we just know he's been with some, let's just say, actresses in his.
You mean porn stars?
I said actresses. He got a couple Super Bowl rings, and he got about at least, I'm going to say about $100 million. I'm going to say he's good, dude. He ain't leaving L.A. He's comfortable, and he's living the lifestyle. On and off the field. Shout out Jimmy G, 3-time champ.
Speaking of quarterbacks, let's go to Seattle. They get their guy, Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold. He reached an agreement, 3 years, 100.5. Originally, it was reported it was 110, but it's 100.5, 55 million guaranteed. He's reunited with Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, who he previously worked with in San Francisco. Hot take, but I do think Geno Smith will have a better year in Oakland or Las Vegas than Sam Darnold will in Seattle. That is my hot take of the season. I like it. I think he's worth the money. He definitely lost a couple million with those last 2 games. I'll say that. He's worth the money. I hope he does well. He doesn't have a lot outside Jackson Smith and Jigma. He has a good run game, not the best offensive line. Defense is middle of the pack. I do like they got DeMarcus Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
A little past his prime, but DeMarcus Lawrence is still a fucking beast. Let's not get it twisted. But yeah, I don't know how you could tell in my voice. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think it's okay for Seattle. I think he's worth the money. I just think Geno Smith. If you ask me, Elvis, who would you rather have, Geno Smith or Sam Darnold? Geno Smith, 9 out of 10 days. 100%. I think Geno Smith has proven more outside of Sam Darnold having one good year, and he had so much around him. He had the best wide receiver, arguably. He had a great run game. He had one of the best play callers. Let's take him out of that and let's see how he actually does. I think Geno Smith has actually proven it with multiple offensive coordinators, multiple head coaches, and diva wide receivers in DK Metcalf. So I like the situation a little more for Geno Smith, and he's reunited with Pete Carroll.
To be honest, though, I can't disagree with anything you said. To be honest, so it is a hot take. Love it.
Just because they're in rebuild, and I don't think he might put up the numbers that Sam Darnold will. That's why.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. Would I say I agree with you 100%? No, but one thing I can say is, you gotta look at it from both sides. From the Seahawks perspective, it's really just a 1-year deal, $55 million. You could release him after next season. So if you don't like what you like from Sammy D, it's 1 year, $55 million guaranteed. He was under contract next year, but they can release him. To me, is kind of a pretty good team friendly deal if you ask me. Is the upside is Geno more consistent? Yes, but we saw Sammy D last year play at a level that Geno Smith couldn't reach. So I think you got to ride it. Is Sammy D, is he better? I don't know. I'm not going to go there just far, but I agree with you. We saw Geno Smith do it for a longer period of time. Sammy D was just in the right situation. He did it for 1 year. But about if he got that, he just got that, got him in him now. He got the confidence in him now. Maybe he didn't have the confidence years ago. Maybe he learned something under Kyle Shanahan a couple of years ago as well when he was a backup there. I think just for the upside, I'll take Sammy D for a year because we saw for these last couple of seasons what Geno Smith has brought to us. Yes, it's been pretty good, more than I expected, but it hasn't got them in anywhere where they wanted to be. Hey, maybe Sammy D could possibly win a division title, possibly get them to a playoff. Remember, let's not forget, Seahawks was on top of the division for a couple of weeks last season and just faded away. Some people could say, "Oh, this or that," but some people could argue and say it was poor quarterback play by Geno Smith and turning the ball over. So, I say he's worth the risk. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's worth it. I don't want to get this twisted. I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. I hope he does good, but from what I've seen personally, going to games for Sam Darnold and having one good year, I think Geno Smith has proven it a little more, and I'd rather take Geno Smith. If I'm banking on one guy for 1 year, I'm taking Geno Smith. In the beginning of the season, let's not get it twisted. Geno Smith was picking apart defenses.
Yeah, for a few games he was. I said, I think they were 5-2.
Yeah,
they
fell apart a little bit. Though.
Top of the division to week 10, and they fell apart. You got to. At the end, the writing's on the wall. Geno Smith is a good quarterback.
He's in that top 12 to top 15.
Nah.
He's a top 10 quarterback?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I said from 12 to 15.
I'm going to say 15 to 20.
Then Sam Darnold's in the 18 to 20 to me.
Yeah, because I'm going to have guys like Baker Mayfield ahead of him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a lot of pretty good quarterbacks out there.
I mean, hold on. Not just...
See, now you want to see the quarterbacks. Now you're like, you know what? Elvis might be on to something.
No, because I think you're being you're very gracious. Like, obviously, Josh Allen better.
All right.
Tua better when healthy. Asterisk when healthy. Drake May, Justin Fields, no. Lamar, yes. That's 3 right there.
Everybody in the AFC, yes. AFC North.
Well, Steelers, we don't know.
Joe Burrow is better.
Than
Russ
who?
is than both of them.
No, he's better than Sam Darnold. He's not better than Geno Smith. He might not have a team. Who got more money in the open market? Russ might not have a team. If they pass on him, they're going to get a rookie quarterback. He might not play this season. I was right about Russell Wilson 2 years ago. All he has is these little dump-offs. He's not good anymore. I'm not giving you Russ. I'll give you some others, but I'm not giving you Russ. Russ is not better than him because if he was, he would have got signed. You know it, and I know it.
He's talking a team,
but he's not getting more than Sam Darnold or Geno Smith. That is a fact.
Maybe that's correct. Okay. I'm not sure. We gotta see. We gotta wait to what he.
So Pittsburgh, we don't know.
I don't expect him to get more money.
So Lamar's 3, Joe Burrow's 4. Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback. He's not better than C.J. Stroud. Indianapolis, no. Trevor Lawrence is better than him. Titans, they don't have a quarterback. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, that's 7. Justin Herbert's better than him, 8. I know I'm a Bo believer, but Bo might be better than him. I know it's 1 year. I won't do it. Jordan Love is better than him. That's 9. Jared Goff, 10. Jalen Hurts, 11. Dak Prescott, 12.
Baker Mayfield. This is not in order, by the way.
No, yeah. Baker Mayfield, 13. Matthew Stafford, 14. And then Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, 15. And then I would put Geno. So, all right, so 16 to 20.
Okay, like I said.
Yeah, 16 to 20. But he's right there.
After all that.
He's right there, though. He's right there.
I'm going to put him, like I said, it's a few other maybe if.
Like who? Oh, maybe Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Who else?
And to be honest, probably Jaden Daniels, too.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, so that's 17 right there. That's 16, 17. And then it's Geno.
I'm going to take Caleb Williams.
No way.
Yes.
Let's see him this year.
Moving forward. All right. Who are you going to like more? Who do you think is going to have a better year? Caleb Williams or Geno Smith? Put you on a hot seat.
Oh, obviously it's Caleb Williams because he's younger. So how
are you going to take Geno and have him?
Because Geno Smith was better than him last year. That's a fact.
He was. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying 2025 season, you as a GM, for 1 year, taking Caleb or Geno.
What's the rest of my team looking like? Because if I have a good run to
on the Bears right now, Caleb or Geno. You just got a new coach. I don't want to hear about.
Yeah, probably Caleb Williams.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I'd probably take Caleb.
Probably.
Here, I want to ask you a question. We're getting off
Geno's
topic.
at 1920.
Yeah, he's 1920. Okay,
like I said,
you were right. What did I say? 12 to 15. Yeah, that was a little gracious of me. All right, in the next 5 years, are you this? Because I saw this online and people were going crazy because he doesn't put up the numbers, but he's a winner. And I think at a certain point in the NFL, that has to be rewarded. Over the next 5 years, if you were a GM, would these 3 quarterbacks, would you take Baker Mayfield or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts. He won me a Super Bowl. I know the stats you about to give.
No stats. Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts. He won me a Super Bowl. I know they all have won more games than Jalen Hurts. I understand.
No, I wasn't even going to say that because a lot of people
and division titles.
There was a poll out there, and a lot of these NFL writers, they took Dak, they took Baker,
First of all, no disrespect to Dak or Baker, they haven't even reached an NFC Championship game.
I know, and then the comments said, well, they didn't amount to what Jalen Hurts did, and they said, yeah, but if you look at the units or the rankings in that offensive line, receiver, running back, quarterback, Jalen Hurts is the fourth best.
You can't fault Jalen Hurts for
that's what I said. I said, so you're faulting him for being on a great team? And I said this. I commented. I said, he outplayed the best quarterback not one time, twice in the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, he's not going to put up Dak Prescott numbers. That is a fact. Because Dak Prescott is putting up that in garbage time.
But at the end of the day, when it's time to win a playoff game, to get to the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts has shown he could do it and has done it.
Is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback?
Active, yes.
Yes, he is. And I think people don't want to admit it because he doesn't put up the numbers that a Lamar or a Patrick, but that's not him. He's going to win you a game, though. He has that in his DNA dating back to college.
One thing I could say about, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow,
Lamar,
all these MVP candidates, right? Brock Purdy.
Ooh.
They didn't have he was.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm just saying recent MVP. They didn't have the second all-time leading rusher on their team. They didn't have somebody as great as Saquon Barkley behind the quarterback. Yes, Christian McCaffrey is great. Derrick Henry is great, but Lamar only had it for 1 year. Joe Burrow never had a running back that great. Josh Allen never had a running back that great. Prior to last year, Ravens getting Derrick Henry. Lamar never had a running back that great.
It's crazy.
Mahomes never had a running back that great.
Because people were like, his offensive line, his running back, he has a top 3 offensive line. He has the best running back in the game. You're telling me Dak Prescott never had a top 5 offensive line?
He did for the first couple of years. Yeah.
What are we talking about? Remember when Baker Mayfield got benched in Carolina? Did we forget that?
He got benched in Cleveland. No, he got traded for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Benched in Carolina. Was the backup in the LA. Then worked his way out. He beat out Blaine Gabbert in Tampa. Look at what ended up winning the division, made the playoffs.
And got paid.
He beat Jalen Hurts. Oh, I see why people make the case now. He did beat Jalen Hurts.
But that was 2 years ago, and then they winded up losing.
And what Jalen Hurts do? Went off to win the Super Bowl.
Come on, what are we talking about? I think people just write articles sometimes for clickbait.
Nah, you know what it is?
You can't sit here and tell me Jalen Hurts is not better than Dak Prescott or Justin Herbert. I'll give you Justin Herbert because you could see the potential.
But Jalen Hurts is more consistent than Jalen.
100%.
So I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback because he could do more.
The question was, who would you rather have in the next 5 years? That was the question.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I agree.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls and won one in his first 4 years as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he was benched his first full year behind Carson Wentz. Let's not forget about that, people.
Tore his ACL. That probably sucks if you're Carson Wentz. Anyway, I got off topic.
That was the Nick Foles Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
He just got benched that year.
Let's go to my Jets. Sorry, I got off topic. Best move on the free agency. Justin Fields, 2 years, $40 million. $30 million of it's guaranteed. A lot of my friends, Jet friends, didn't like it, Elvis. I loved it. I mean, to be honest, Justin, you got Garrett Wilson, the Ohio State connection. And there was a lot of incidents, especially early on in the season when Aaron Rodgers wasn't 100% and you could see it. There were so many opportunities when the pocket would collapse and there was room to run about 10 to 15 yards. Aaron Rodgers never took it, and I get why. But Justin Fields is definitely going to take those. He's going to take that. And correct me if I'm wrong. He was undefeated last season. That is a fact. You just can't deny that. That is a fact. He was undefeated. And we're not saying he's the savior of the organization. It's a 2-year deal. There is nothing to lose. Justin Fields is going to be fun to watch. I guarantee he's going to throw some questionable balls. I'll say that. He's always going to make you on the edge of the seat. But I think a realistic record next year, and you tell me if I'm crazy because I'm a little biased. Fan is fanatic. 9-8 with Justin Fields. I don't think
realistic.
Yeah, that's realistic. I'm not going crazy. I think that's realistic with Justin Fields.
I think off the rip, we won 6 games last year.
No, let me see. Let me see. We have the 7th pick. We were 5-12.
5-12. I'm telling you right now, just off coaching staff alone, you're gonna win
2 or 3 more. Yeah,
2 or 3 more. You're already guaranteed two more wins. 7 wins.
That's fair. Yeah,
I'm gonna say 8-9 or 9-8. I'm with you, Dill. Worst case scenario, you're looking at 7-10. You're gonna be better. Now, I'm gonna give you a few takes. As a fan perspective, I can't wait till we buy our annual week 1 tickets. Because I'm gonna say one thing as a Patriots fan. No, let me restart that. As a football fan, I think the Jets are gonna be pretty exciting to watch. Not for nothing. Pretty exciting to watch. I expect the defense to be better, and offensively, you only could go up. Yeah, I understand you had Aaron Rodgers, but with Justin, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, you got some pieces there. Yeah. It's some Pro Bowl potential there, right? And like I said, with the coaching staff, y'all are going to be better. Now, as from a Patriots fan perspective, I like the signing. Yes, does Justin Fields threaten? Does he put any fear in my heart to say so? Not much, but is he a dual threat? Absolutely. Can he go off a couple games and hit you with 120 yards, a rushing touchdown, and also pass for 250 and throw 2 touchdowns? Absolutely. Do I expect him to do that consistently or at a high level? No. But can he have a couple games where you be like, wow, Justin Fields had himself a day?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So can he hurt us? Yes. Do I expect him to be consistent? No. So as a fan, Patriots fan, good signing. As an overall football fan, I think it's a great signing. So,
and like I said, he's not saving the organization. It's a 2-year deal.
Hoping for a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like you're not going to be delusional. We got Aaron Rodgers. We're going to the Super Bowl. No, Justin Fields wins 8 games. I think y'all as a Jets.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
I agree.
If the Jets win 7 games this year, Justin Fields throws for 2,500, runs for 800. I think as a Jets fan, you're going to sign him again.
And he took care of the ball. I know he was with Mike Tomlin last year, but he did take care of the ball, something he didn't do in Chicago. He took care of it in Ohio State, but he got a little careless in Chicago. I blame that more on the organization being as disorganized.
And not for nothing, I understand you gave a lot of slack to your offensive line last year, but the offensive line right now is better than what we're constructed. In Chicago a couple years ago.
We got help on the offensive line. We also signed another Ohio State guy, former center from the Packers, Josh Myers. We agreed to a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. We got help in the secondary with Brandon Stevens, 3 years, $36 million. We re-signed Jameer Sherwood, another linebacker, for a 3-year deal. We do need help a little on the linebacker because we released CJ Mosley. I feel bad for CJ. He had a neck injury that sidelined him for most of the season, and there's speculation now that they don't even know if he's ever going to play again. The neck injury continues to bother him. But we save about $16 million on the cap with releasing CJ Mosley. So unfortunate, but good news for the Jets.
Damn, that sucks, though.
Because he is a great player.
Yeah, he is a great player. We saw it when he was on the field, early last season and the year prior. His kid's a stud. Like I said, Jets made some good moves. Some good moves.
Yeah, not great, good.
Yeah, good moves. With Garrett Wilson, like I said, Breece Hall, I can make the case that that's the best. Well, not last year. I'm talking about from Chicago days. Best wide receiver he's going to play with to start the season, be the starter throughout the season. And you can make Breece Hall is better than what he had in Chicago.
Yeah. Another team I thought who had really good free agency, the Denver Broncos. Talua Hung Fu, the guy from
Yeah.
San Francisco, 3 years, $45 million. They also get Dre Greenlaw, so they pair up 49ers teammates, and they get Zach Wilson, baby, 1 year, $6 million deal. Oh no, that was with the Dolphins. Never mind. But I do like. Oh, and they also get Evan Ingram. Remember we
Evan
talked
Ingram.
about that. They
Great
get a
signing.
tight end help. It was a 2-year, $23 million deal, $16 million guaranteed. So they get a tight end. They get linebacker help. They get 2 good studs from San Francisco who they needed to release.
Yeah, I think it was a great signing by the Denver Broncos. Greg Greenlaw, you get when healthy, in my opinion, a top 10, top 15 safety. One of the hardest hitting safeties in all of football. If you've seen him play, you know he does damage. And not for nothing, Evan Ingram, I always say it, when he's healthy and he's on, he's a top 5 tight end. It just all depends on quarterback play. We saw it 2 years ago when the Jacksonville was riddled with injuries. This guy was catching 8 to 12 balls a game. He was the number 1 wide receiver. So, and even with the Giants a couple years ago, we saw how well he played for them. So, I think with Bo Nix, we saw the potential this year. Hey, wouldn't be surprised if he takes another step in his sophomore year.
I thought Bills had a pretty good free agency.
Bosa signs with Bills. That's
yep.
a little.
They get rid of Von Miller. They bring in Joey Bosa. They re-sign DeMar Hamlin. Prayers for DeMar Hamlin. They also bring in Joshua Palmer, 3 years, $36 million. A guy that could really threaten you deep down the field too. I like Josh Palmer. I think he could be a good signing for them.
Yeah, not a household name, but Joshua Palmer, Shakur, pretty good. And you still got to do tight end threat. I like it. Josh Allen's still the MVP.
And then lastly, I thought Colts had a pretty good offseason as well. They get Tre'Davious Ward from the 49ers. It's a 3-year deal worth up to $60 million, 35 guaranteed. He gets 20 of it when signing. And then Daniel Jones. He's gonna sign a 1-year, $14 million deal. He had a chance to return to Minnesota, but I think he's obviously going to be a challenger for Anthony Richardson, and he could win that job. If you had to pick right now at March 13th, are you taking Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson?
To start week 1?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Anthony Richardson.
Really?
Just because how heavily they are invested.
But what if he shits the bed in OTAs and training camp? You can't just put him on the field.
I understand that, but at the end, they got to be like, we got to give one last shot at this thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And I think that's why they got Danny Dimes. I think it's a great security blanket because we know the potential is there. Colts have a pretty good offensive line. I'm going to say top 10-ish. Wide receiver core, I'm going to say is above average. Realistically, Jonathan Taylor is still pretty damn good. I think if you put Daniel Jones there, I'm not sure if he's going to start week 1, but I could tell you this, he will be a starter sometime this season. I think he'll be pretty good. I think we're going to see a better version of Danny Jones than we last saw him in New York.
Eagles, man, they lost a lot. They really did. They lost Josh Sweat. He signed with the Arizona. You pair him up with his old coach. They lose Milton Williams to you guys. Isaiah Rodgers, they lost to Minnesota. Darius Slay, he signed with the Steelers.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
He got traded to Houston. James Bradbury got cut. Kenny Pickett got traded to Cleveland. They lost their backup. But still, overall, that's what happens when you win a Super Bowl. They just don't have enough resources.
Also, teams want your players.
100%. Exactly. So I guess real quick, I think that was all the news. Yeah, no one really. Oh, Mac Jones, he went back to the 49ers. Yeah. He wanted to work with Kyle Shanahan, so that's good for him, maybe development. But out of the big teams that we talked about, who do you, outside of the Patriots, who was like the best team that you thought did the most?
Did the most is going to either be the Commanders or Chicago. I feel like they both had pretty good off seasons. Let's not forget Deebo Samuels and
he's fat though.
I understand. Dan Quinn is gonna get him ready. The offensive tackle from Houston, I think that's gonna be a huge upgrade, especially for Jaden Daniels and his development moving forward. So the fact that you're adding pieces to help develop Jaden Daniels soon. Honestly, fuck developing it, to put him in a better spot for these next couple of seasons. To me, it shows they're trying to win now. And also Chicago, what we kept saying throughout the season, that's just the worst offensive line in football. Caleb Williams led the NFL 55 sacks. I could guarantee you one thing: he would not have 55 sacks this season. If he does, he might have to get
yeah, we got to reevaluate him.
Yeah.
I think it might be you guys for me or the Bears. I like what the Redskins are doing. Some of them are questionable, in my opinion. We'll see how they translate, but you guys get secondary. Your defense is going to be legit. It really always is legit. But Devontae Goddix, I think he's good. Carlton Davis, yeah, a little past his prime, but he's going to help your secondary, whether you agree or not. Milton Williams is a stud. Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad but I'm glad he didn't go to Carolina. I mean, you guys outbid him 4 years, $104 million. I think you got a good backup in Josh Dobb, who's been around the league and who could really help Drake May read defenses. And I think Vrabel's going to get the defense going. All you really need is one more offensive lineman. I know you got Morgan Moses, but I saw him last year. He was okay. One more offensive lineman, and you get a receiver, man. Yeah, I think you guys could win 9 games. I don't think that's really out there to say, I mean, how many one-score games did you lose last year? You won 4 games last year. You win 7, 8 games like you told me. That would be a great first year for you guys with a new head coach, brand new team.
Josh McDaniels is back. We have the 4th overall pick. Sky's the limit, baby.
And if Drake May takes the next step, I think you in New England, I know expectations are high, but you'd be happy with an 8 and 9 year.
I'd be happy realistically to be week 15 and I'm in the wild card, just like the 7th seed or a game back. If we have an opportunity to, last game of the season, win and we're in, to me, that's a great situation.
I didn't have any news for the NHL, but just came across my timeline. It just goes from bad to worse with this team. Paul George is consulting with doctors with his groin and knee injury and possibly including a possible procedure, and they might shut him down for the season. So he didn't have to take off his podcast. He could have just continued to do it.
At the end of the day, I think this is a good move. If there's something wrong with the knee, just shut it down. Joel's already shut down for the year. Now shut down Paul George.
Is this the worst contract in NBA history? It's up there.
We got to see how it plays out. Let's just say, for example, Paul George gets traded this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. All right, kid. It just came across my timeline. Shams reported that. So unfortunate news for the 76ers, but they're not going to the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. All right, kid, let's get to before we get to our plays, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We favor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the NBA. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. I believe here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. NBA. We got a couple games on some good slate. I got the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Lakers. I think that's going to be a good matchup tonight. You got your Brooklyn Nets on the road in Chicago. What are we feeling here for a Thursday?
Yeah, I got a couple plays for today. Let's start down in New Orleans. Orlando Magic take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Both teams been struggling. Let's just be honest, people. Over under sitting at 216.5. Give me the home team, the home puppy. Give me the +2.5. Give me a little sprinkle on the +126 on the money line. Give me the Pelicans tonight. The Orlando Magic is just a bit disappointing. I understand they got dealing some injuries as well, but we saw how the Pelicans was dealing with injuries all season. So I think right now the Pelicans right now just a little healthier, a little better of a team overall, in my opinion. I'm even seeing +3s out there. So if you could get a +3, definitely take it. Give me New Orleans. Also think they're a light dog tonight as well. Next game, my Brooklyn Nets. Oh man, ever since, I don't know if you noticed though, ever since I said we're live for the play-in, for the 10th seed as of right now, just for one night, I think we lost like 7 out of our last 9 games. Now I'm not even gonna hold you. It's been bad since I spoke those words. Brooklyn Nets taking on the Chicago Bulls. Bulls laying 1.5, 2, whatever you could get out there. Over and sitting at 230.5. Pains me to say it. Give me the Chicago Bulls at home to take care of business. They won 3 straight. The season's over. And guess what? They're just going to extend that lead a little more. They got on us still. So give me the Bulls at home to take care of business.
Real quick, I got to play in this game, kid. I'm going to be on the opposite side. I'm going to take the Nets on the money line +115. Josh Giddey and Lonzo are both doubtful. And I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but Ayo Dezuma, he's undergone shoulder surgery. Giddey has been absolutely balling. You got to admit that. He's been so good. So if they lose him and he doesn't play, I think that hurts them. I just don't trust this rotation. I don't think I'm overthinking this one either. The Brooklyn Nets, they should be the more talented team here. Jordy Fernandez is actually better than Billy Donovan when it comes to really matchups here. So I don't know. I think Brooklyn's defense, which they are the top 15 defense in the league. I'm gonna take Brooklyn Nets here. I think you could, Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas, D'Angelo Russell. I think they have enough firepower to take advantage of a bad depleted Bulls team. So I'm going to take your Nets +115 on the money line.
I love the energy, Dill. You have more energy than me, and I'm a Nets fan. We've been bad lately. We've been bad. We lose close games. It's not like we're losing a ton.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We're losing close games, and it's tough. I can't witness them no more. Next, I got a two-way teaser to end it off at -134. I'm taking the Golden State Warriors. They're laying 7.5. Dill. To me, 7.5 is just a bit much. Don't get me wrong. If you want to tease it the other way, you can. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors either blow them out or if there's a close game, to be honest. Because is either Steph going to have a huge game, Jimmy going to do his thing, or it's going to be a little closer than I think. But I'm going to play it safe. Give me the Warriors down to -1.5. And then I understand next game, no LeBron. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. Still a pretty good defensive team. I'm going to tease the Lakers up to 12.5. They're catching 6.5 on the road. Bucks lost 3 straight. I do expect them to win, but I think to get the Lakers to either +12.5, +13, you got to take it. So give me two-way teaser, 6 points, -134. Golden State to -1.5. Lakers to +12.5.
Yeah, I like the two-way money line parlay with the Milwaukee Bucks against the Lakers. I think they should win, and then I like Golden State against the Sacramento Kings. It's a two-way parlay. I was hoping to get plus money, but it is at -109, so it's not terrible odds, but I do like that parlay as well in the NBA. I did have 5 plays in college hoops, but I forgot that they started at 11 in the morning because it's conference tournament. 3-1 on the night, on the day so far. We get the over with Bowling Green and Akron. That skied over. Oregon -1.5 against Indiana. We get the under between St. John's and Butler. That cashes. I took the under in BYU and Iowa State. They wind up scoring 190 points. So yeah, that had on that. Toledo +3.5 looks good. They're tied at 75 with 4 seconds left. So I'm hoping someone hits a dagger and we don't go to overtime because that's where dogs go to die. But one play I do have Iowa +10.5 against Illinois. I just think it's in conference tournament. You're really going to start to see all these teams really shrink up. Defensive start playing really well. I just think that's too many points right now against a Fighting Illini team. So give me Iowa Hawkeyes +10.5 against Illinois. Like I said, I am going to the Devils game tonight. They will be playing the Edmonton Oilers. Cannot wait for that game. It's 7:30. Love the over 1.5 goals here at home against Edmonton. It's at -130. I mean, Devils 15-12 as a home betting favorite, but they have lost both of games this season as home underdogs. So I don't know. They lost to Vegas and they lost to the Jets as well. So overall, the Devils have been pretty good against, or I guess defensively, they've been good against West Coast teams. 19-6 towards the under against Western Conference opponents. So maybe the under as well. But Jesper Bratt, I think he might score a goal as well. Take him plus 280. Obviously, Washington Capitals and Los Angeles Kings tonight. I'm going to take the first period over 1.5. Alexander Ovechkin. This is a reoccurring thing. Anytime goal up plus 145. Over 3.5 shots on goal plus 108. Over 4.5 shots on goal at plus 240 as well. I like St. Louis Blues on the money line against the Pittsburgh Penguins. A little on the road, but I do like them. I like the first period over 1.5 goals as well. Sidney Crosby, I'm going to take anytime goal scorer at plus 175. And then next game, Vegas Golden Knights at Columbus Blue Jackets. Another first period over 1.5 goals. I like that. That was the only thing I really liked in that one. They were Vegas heavy favorite, minus 170. And then the last game, Tampa Bay Light. I'm actually going in reverse. I'm going from bottom to top. And then Tampa Bay Lightning at Philadelphia Flyers. I like the Lightning on the puck line, minus 1.5 at plus 150. I like Brandon Point, anytime goal scorer as well. You could get that at plus 150. And I think Tampa Bay, they could score some goals, man. I really think so. Over 3.5 team total at plus 118. So a lot of plus money in that one, but gave you a lot. You have any in NHL?
Yeah, Del. If I think for the first time on this show, maybe in a long time, we're touching every game in the NHL today. I think that's something special. I got to play in the Tampa Bay Lightning and Flyers game. Give me the Lightning. I'm going to just play safe. Give me the minus 150 on the money line. I know it's a little rich, people. I know it's a lot of chalk. But, hey, rather be safe than sorry. Give me the minus 155 on the bounce back with Tampa Bay. And then my last game of the night, New York Rangers taking on Minnesota. Still, give me Minnesota minus 108. I will say dog, but not a dog. But give me Minnesota. New York, they be reeling. Give me Minnesota at home minus 108.
Yeah, they have been, last 5, 4-1 for the Wild at home. I think they should be a little bigger of a favorite. So I do like that one. I was looking at that game as well. So, thank you so much. Good luck. Any big plans for you this weekend? What you got going on?
Nah, no plans this weekend. I'm gonna just chill. Probably one date, nothing too crazy, and then I'm gonna try go to the garage and do some things to the car.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Well, everyone, good luck on your bets. Enjoy the games, and we'll see.
Peace.